Hi, welcome back to The Scent Advocate. Tonight we're going to be talking about fragrances that are subtle expressions of powerful notes. I think these are great for this time of year, primarily because I, for one, if it's a cold day, I want something heavier, something that makes me feel cozy, but on a day that's warm but not hot, which is often the case where I live in upstate New York in the spring, I want something that's not unexpressive. So I want something that's got a foundation to it, a powerful note, but not expressed in a way that's overbearing given the weather we're having right now, right? So concentration becomes a factor too, and I'm really interested in your opinions on that. I tend to think of fragrance buying as, getting the most bang for my buck, especially at today's prices. But there are times when I find a lower concentration, an eau de toilette, really fits the bill for what I'm looking for. And I don't find it to be a performance diminishing concentration if the notes are right. So that's part of this dynamic as well. We'll get into more of that as I talk about today's fragrances. But before we jump in, I am drinking, this is an organic Pinot Grigio, and I haven't had a Pinot Grigio in like a stone's age. And this is nice. Not dissimilar to tonight's theme, because Pinot Grigio is always very light to me, and this is no exception. When I want a glass of wine that's really juicy, really tart, really zippy, I'll reach for a Sauvignon Blanc. But tonight I was feeling like something a little muted, something a little less powerful. It's been an unusual day, a little chilly, a little warm, so I just felt like something that wasn't as bold, and this is it. And that's the theme for the fragrances. So let's jump right in. Tonight's first selection is a little bit of a cheat because I don't have a full bottle. I am still thinking this through. It is Per Se by 2787. 2787 is the house. I love this fragrance, and I've been on the fence with it, and I'm not sure why. The nose behind it is Shyamala Maison, I think. Sorry if my pronunciation is off. For 87 mils, you're going to pay $310. It's a 2023 release, and it is an EDP, but the notes in this are really great. They're aldehydes, violet leaves, black pepper, pink pepper, orris, bamboo, musk, angelica, ambrette, and various florals. So for me, this is a fresh, clean, bright green accord. I definitely get that bamboo feeling. Absolutely. Now, I don't know how much of the bamboo note that we're used to is more of a fantasy note. I've smelled bamboo before, but it was very, very faint, and it was in a probably greenhouse cultivated house plant. And so I'm not sure I'm getting the full picture. But as far as fantasy notes go, this hits the mark for bamboo. I also get a slight but definitely present spearmint note, definitely in the opening. It simmers down, but is still present in the dry down. And that doesn't mean it's a blast of mint in the beginning, but it's just a little bit stronger. Maybe that has to do with the medium. It's wet in the beginning, and so I think that might bring out or pronounce more heavily some of those kinds of notes. It's not sweet. It's very natural, very grounded. You could sweat in this. I would put this on before gardening. Very easy reach, very light, but There's that, again, unmistakable mint, that unmistakable, bright, clean green, almost a petitgrain too, like a petitgrain accord. I know it's a note, I shouldn't call it an accord, but I'm thinking of it in conjunction with the bamboo and the mint. That together, I think, really makes this special. And I don't have anything else in my collection like it. So I am seriously considering it. I've got a 9 mil that I've been testing, and I think this may go on the wish list. Let me know if you've tried Per Se by 2787. Moving on, we've got, yes, where are you? Okay. This is 15 Ilang Ihoh. And this is by Pierre Guillaume. I love Pierre Guillaume. I have several of his fragrances, and they make me very happy. So for 50 mil, you'd pay $125 for this. It's a 2006 release, and it is an EDT. At least the one I have is. I do have a 9 mil, and so it's also a little bit of a cheat since I don't have a full bottle, but I am considering a full bottle. This would be great. The notes in this are lavender, vanilla, ylang ylang, orris, and patchouli. Sometimes lavender can read a little minty to me. Do you have that experience? In this one, it does. And the reason is it's lavender meets that powdery orris meets patchouli. Whoops. And it just comes across in that way. It's just a very herbal feel. The ylang ylang and vanilla, I'm not getting so much. I guess it's there more in the opening, but when it dries down, it really is much more herbal, but very subtle. The concentration is really what makes this perfect. When I think about lavender and patchouli together, I mean, that could be a bomb, right? Just like a bomb of a fragrance, like, whoa, really hit you. But this is, I think, because of the concentration, very nice. It really makes it perfect. I think an EDP would be too much. It's a sweet, likable, easy reach, one that always works. I think this is perfectly unisex and great for any occasion in the spring. Beautiful stuff. 15 Ilang Ivohibe. Next we've got, let's see here, we've got, yes, another cheat. This is Multiball by Pearfat. One of you asked me about Pearfat, and I don't think it was Multiball. It was Bread and Roses, I think. Let me know in the comments. I'd have to go back and look, but I do remember someone mentioning it to me. And I've been testing Pearfat, and this one I really, really like. I like Bread and Roses too, but this one fits with tonight's genre, so theme, I should say, so that's what we're talking about. Okay, so for 50 mil, you would pay $120 for this fragrance. It is an EDP, and it is either a 2023 or 2024 release. I've seen both. So the nose behind this is Ali Corral, and the notes are lime cola. Not just any cola, but lime cola. Patchouli, metal, and cedar, right? It's a lot of fantasy notes. This gives me a dry, almost scalded or heated or burned wood. If you've ever refinished a floor and you've had natural wood floors and you use heat and sand to refinish them, or if you sand them enough that it generates significant heat, you get a smell, a very distinctive smell. That's what you get out of this. So there's also a definite patchouli and a pinch of lime. Very new house smell. I think that, recently refinished floor or refinished wood, anything, is what you get from this, and I think that's pretty common in a new house. It's exciting, it's new, it makes you feel fresh and, you know, just brand new, like a brand new house. But I also think it leans masculine and very, very natural. This might be a pine floor or a maple floor, just, you know, a wood that, at least for me, is pretty common in the area where I live and is also common in flooring. So this just screams to me new house smell, and I love it. I don't know that I'll go full bottle on it because while I love the smell of a refinished floor or a brand new house, I don't know if I want to smell like that, but I may. I mean, I don't know. We'll see where I land with it. I really do enjoy it though. Okay, next we've got When the Rain Stops by Maison Margiela. There we go. All right, so this is a 100 ml. It, I think, is an EDT, but I'm not positive because no matter how hard I looked, I could not find the answer, but I think it's an EDT. It's a 2021 release, and it goes for about $165. The nose behind it is Fanny Ball. The notes are citrus, pink pepper, rain, water, rose, jasmine, pine, moss, patchouli. So again, you know, some fantasy notes in there. This strikes me as a pretty standard aquatic fougere. I used to get more moss. I used to get more earthiness out of this. It used to be much more complex to me. Now it's leaning in the direction of a calone, and I don't love that. Calone's perfectly fine. It's respectable. It did great. You know, calone fragrances have been amazing sellers over the years. People adore it. I don't dislike it. That isn't what I bought. And I feel like either the fragrance changed over time or I did. And my other fragrances, for the most part, smell the same as when I bought them, including those fragrances I bought around the same time as this or, you know, earlier. I just don't know. I'll tell you this, if I smelled it today, I would not buy it. If I smelled it new today, I would not buy it. And so I reach for it less often, which is really sad because I used to have this in my mind as something of a petrichor, but it is absolutely not reading as a petrichor to me anymore. I don't know. This ever happened to you? What do you think it is? Is it me? Is it the fragrance? Is it, you know, when I bought it, I was back in Utah. And I will tell you that the difference in humidity mattered when it came to fragrances. Now, they don't smell vastly different here in New York than they did in Utah, but there is a slight difference. And that difference is typically, I get a lighter touch in the more humid weather. I don't know why I would have expected the opposite, but it's not. I would think that the humidity would make the fragrance smell more powerful, would make it more stronger, I guess, just make it stronger. But that's not the case. It was stronger in Utah. I don't know. Have you tried When the Rain Stops by Maison Margiela? It's beautiful. It really is. It's just not what it used to be for me, and I just can't figure it out, right? These are the complexities of the fragrance world, right? Let me know if you have any ideas why that's happening. Okay, moving on. We've got, what is next here? Oh, yes. We've got Bergamot by Malin and Goetz. I've had this one for a while. Absolutely love it. So this is a 50 ml. It goes for about $105. It's an EDP and it is a 2016 release. The notes are a whole bunch of citruses, along with green bell pepper, mandarin orange, more citrus, ginger, black pepper, peppermint, lily of the valley, cardamom, musk, cedar wood, and amber. And wow, this is a very bright citrus. It's got green pepper, unmistakably, some mint, unmistakably. The cardamom is a green, bright cardamom. So maybe a cardamom that's been heated up in water for a minute, just like very lightly blanched, just to bring out the strong aromas. And there's a dryness, an unmistakable dryness. It's very sunny, very upbeat. It's like there's almost a celery accord going on in the background. And I hate celery. I cannot stand it. And I know I'm probably one of the few people out there that feels this way, right? Who doesn't love celery? Me. You know, I just cannot stand it. It makes me sick. Not in any form. I don't like it cooked. I don't like it raw. I don't like it with peanut butter. I will not eat it in a car. I will not eat it at a bar. Okay, I won't eat celery. No, no, no. However, it's complementary in this, and I think it's more to do with that green bell pepper note, but it does cross over into some celery territory for me, and I am liking it. Unusual, because usually just the smell of that stuff sets me off. I can't even be around it. It's almost as serious as my hatred for mayonnaise. Don't get me started. Really nice stuff. This always lifts my spirits, makes me feel, you know, empowered, ready to take on the day. It's great first thing in the morning. Hop out of the shower, spray this stuff on, go out and do your thing, and you're going to conquer the world. That's this stuff. I love it. Bergamot by Malin and Goetz. Last but not least is a newer addition to my collection, and I am experiencing potentially some buyer's remorse. I hate that. I really, really hate it. I hate when I buy a fragrance and I'm disappointed, which is why when I do a blind buy, I get so nervous because I absolutely hate having regrets. So, one second. It's pretty late here, you guys. All right. This is Loewe Earth, not the elixir, just the regular strength. I bought this and it was a blind buy. But who could deny the notes? Right, we've got mimosa, violet, pear, truffle, and elemi. Of course I wanted it. It's amazing. And it is. It smells amazing. It also smells like this. Quite a bit. Quite a bit. And when I put them together, they're real similar, you guys. Now, the Loewe is an EDP. It's 50 ml, and I think it goes for about $200. But, and this is an EDT, and I think this is about 100 ml. I think it's 100 ml, yeah. And this is like my third bottle of this. I love the way it smells, right? So this isn't a bad thing. It's just too similar. And this is what you get when you do a blind buy. This is it. This is the chance you take. There are differences. What are they? I feel like the Loewe has a violet note that's there, and I feel like the Hermes Eau de Merveilles has a stronger citrus. I mean, they're both really, really citrus, and it's funny because this is categorized as a floral chic, but I think there is unquestionably a ton of citrus in this. By the way, the nose is Nuria Cruella's Borol. So sorry. I'm so sorry about the pronunciations. So this definitely has a ton of citrus in it. And for some reason, it's not in there. I suppose the Elemi could be doing that, but I don't think so. I think sometimes the notes listed are what the perfumer wants us to smell, and that's perfectly fine, but I call it out all the time when I smell something that, you know, isn't among the listed notes. Very often they get it spot on, but I'll have a different reaction from time to time, and you know, there's nothing wrong with saying it. Yeah, this is also coming across as a little darker. They're both very bright, but this is a little more subtle and darker. And this is the brighter, more energetic version. And I thought this was super energetic. Anyway, this is it. It's Loewe Earth. Have you tried this fragrance? Do you agree with this correlation? Do you think there's a difference between this and Elixir? And if so, what are those differences? I'd really love to hear comments. This is my first Loewe, by the way. Anything. But I've never purchased a Loewe fragrance or a Loewe sample before. So, you know, I love it. It's wonderful. But I would not have done it if I knew how similar it was to this. And this is, you know, a pretty full bottle because I just recently repurchased. So that's what's out there. And just to recap very quickly, this changed on me. It's subtle. It's got the strong notes that I think are really, really wonderful in this kind of spring weather. Because it's a subtle expression of it, of those notes. They all are. They're all subtle expressions of big, bold notes. These two in particular with the citrus and the bergamot. But what I like is that they come across in a more subtle way than some of the bigger, bolder expressions of these citruses and watery notes and etc. But I think I kind of went off on a little tangent about some regrets that I have. It just came out. That wasn't my intent, but sometimes a conversation goes in that direction. Does this count as a conversation? I think it does. I feel like I'm talking to you all. Yeah. Okay, so let me know in the comments what you think about these things. You know, do you agree these are great expressions of bolder notes, suitable for springtime when you don't necessarily want to have a power punch of fragrances? And then, do you get a cologne leaning situation with this? Did it change on you if you've tried it? What do you think about the similarities here? And for Multiball, you think it smells like a new house? If it does, do you smell like a new house? Do you want to smell like a new house? Do I want to smell like a new house? Let me know in the comments. If you're not yet a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel. Leave me a comment answering my plethora of questions and leaving me more suggestions for other fragrances to test. I love them. Thank you so much. And if you enjoyed the video, give me a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.